Hey guys, welcome to the channel Unshackling Sudokus and Puzzles. I'm happy to be back with you guys for a video again. Today's video is going to be on a puzzle. This is a Kurotto Windows Puzzle created by Eric Fox. Eric Fox has a blog where he posts puzzles frequently. The puzzles are all wonderful, excellently handcrafted and so much fun to solve. I will add the link to his blog in the description of the video. Do head out there after watching the video. You'll definitely enjoy the puzzles posted over there. They are all excellent to solve. So, and if you want to try the puzzle yourself, check the online solving link given in the description of the video, and be sure to do the thing as mentioned in the note under the link, because the link we have heard is not working properly when it is copied directly. And the rules of the puzzle are you have to shade some cells in the grid so that clues represent the total size of the orthogonally connected areas. Okay, so there are many clues, right? The theme of this puzzle is powers of 2. So as you can see, each single clue is a power of 2, right? This is 2 power 0. This is 2 power 3, 2 power 4 and so on. Each single clue is a power of 2. That is the theme of the puzzle. So you have to shade some cells such that clues represent the total size of the orthogonally connected areas of shaded cells that share an edge with the clue. So for example, if you take this 4 clue, so you can have a single stream of connected cells which are 4 in size, or you can maybe have 3 shaded cells here and 1 here. So in short, the number of shaded cells connected to this clue must be equal to the value in the clue, right? And the next addition is that this is a variation of a Kurotto puzzle. Normally in a Kurotto puzzle, you will not have something like this. There are some rectangular shapes, right? Those are called windows. You will not see those in a Kurotto puzzle. But here this is a variant. Clued cells cannot be shaded. And cells in the same position in corresponding windows must have the opposite shading. So to elaborate more on the rules, you cannot shade the clued cells. The next thing is that, as you can see, there is a rectangular window, 2 windows. One is blue and other is red. The shading properties in both of these windows will be exactly opposite of each other. So for example, if this cell is shaded, the corresponding cell in this window will be unshaded. And if this cell is unshaded, the corresponding cell in this window will have to be shaded. This is applicable for each and every cell inside these 2 rectangular shapes. So these are the rules. With that, we'll start solving the puzzle. And before that, please do remember to hit the subscribe button under the video. We'll really appreciate if you guys subscribe to the channel, and that will also motivate us to produce more videos and also videos on a consistent basis. So do hit the subscribe button below under the video. So let us start solve the puzzle now. Okay, this one clue is easy to start because we know that exactly one cell is shaded with the one clue. Either this cell is shaded or this cell is shaded, which means that this cell will be unshaded, right? Because if I shade this cell, it is going to connect with this shaded cell or with this shaded cell, and the value is going to be at least 2, but it is 1, right? So which means this is unshaded, and the corresponding cell in this window is going to be shaded. And now this one clue is satisfied, so which means that I can unshade all the surrounding cells, right? So if these are shaded, then the one clue will not be true anymore, so these will be unshaded. And this cell is going to be exactly 1 in size. You can't have more shaded cells added to this. So which means that this is unshaded, this is unshaded, and this is unshaded. And correspondingly, these 3 cells are unshaded in the red window. So which means that in the blue window, these 3 cells would have to be shaded. And now this one clue is satisfied. So which means this is unshaded, and this exactly has to be 1 block in size. So which means this is unshaded and this is unshaded. And now we are getting more shaded cells because of these 2 cells being unshaded. These 2 cells will be shaded for the red window. Now if I look at this 2 clue, you can't have a shaded cell here because then this becomes at least 3 in size. So which means that you need to have an unshaded cell here and a shaded cell here, corresponding cell. And now for this 4 clue, this cell is unshaded, which means that you will have a single stream of 4 connected shaded cells starting from here. So this will be shaded, and because this is going to be a stream of 4 connected shaded cells, this will be unshaded because then 2 will be violated, so this will be unshaded and this would have to go further. So we have 3 shaded cells. Now we need one more. Either this may be shaded, or this may be shaded, or this may be shaded. Okay, now I think we can do some more here in this red window. These 3 cells are shaded, which means these 3 cells are unshaded. And this cell is shaded, which means this cell is shaded. Sorry, this cell is unshaded, so this cell is shaded. This is unshaded, so this is shaded. And for the 4 clue to be true, this cell is unshaded, right? Which means this would have to be shaded. And this becomes a stream of 4 connected shaded cells. Okay, the 8 clue has become suddenly restricted now. So this would have to be shaded for the 8. And because this is a clue and this is unshaded cell, starting from here you will have 8 connected shaded cells in some way, right? We don't know which way, but this would have to be a stream of 8 connected shaded cells. It cannot be 4 plus 4 or anything like that, 6 plus 2 or some other combination, because this is unshaded. So all the 8 shaded cells would have to be connected here. So for the 2 clue, either this cell is shaded or this cell is shaded, right? Is that giving us some information? So let us see what happens if we shade this cell. So if I am going to shade this cell, the corresponding cell in here will be unshaded, and because 2 is already satisfied, all these 3 cells will be unshaded, and these 2 cells become shaded now. Right, this is a contradiction, guys, a very sharp contradiction, as you can see. So what happens now is that the 4 clue is satisfied, so all these cells will be unshaded, right? Now there is no way to satisfy the 8 clue, because you need 8 connected shaded cells, and there is no way you can place a stream of 8 shaded cells without violating this 2 clue. So at best you can place this way, and maybe you can place here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, but now the 2 clue is violated. Whichever cell you place, try to satisfy for the 2 clue, you cannot satisfy that cell. A really sharp deduction. So I'll once again maybe shortly say how this contradiction works. So my line of thinking was, for the 2 clue, we need to shade either this cell or this cell. So if I shade this cell, what happens is, this becomes quickly unshaded, and because the 2 is satisfied, this is unshaded and this is shaded. Now the 4 is also satisfied, so this is unshaded, and now in this area you have to fit 8 shaded cells. There is no way it's going to be possible. This is not possible, guys. So which means that this is not shaded for the 2. So we can use that to our advantage. A slightly difficult deduction to say, to see, you can say, but you know, it all follows in the logic. So which means this is unshaded, and for the 2 clue to be true, this would be shaded. And now we have 2 cells shaded to the 2 clue, which means we can unshade the rest. You cannot have any more connected shaded cells to the 2 clue. So for this one, this is an unshaded cell, which means this is shaded. And this is unshaded, which means corresponding cell here, this would be shaded, and this 8 cannot connect to the 4, right? So this is unshaded, and which means this is shaded. And now the 4 clue cannot connect to this one, because then it would become 5 in size. So this is unshaded and this is shaded. Beautiful, guys. Now the 4 clue is satisfied. Superb. So just because of seeing this difficult step, we are getting a lot of continuation, you can say, in the puzzle. So the 4 is satisfied, so the cells which can be connected to the shaded are greened, they cannot be shaded anymore. Again, guys, so we know that this area is, we saw that this area was already restricted very much. So you have to fit 8 shaded cells in here without violating the 2 clue. I am thinking that it's really restrictive. Okay, before that we can use this cell, right, in this window. So this is unshaded, which means this is shaded, and this cell is unshaded, which means this is shaded. Okay, so all these cells have been mapped to their corresponding position in both windows, and this cannot come down because then it would become 6 in value, but this is a 4 clue, which means this is unshaded, and since 4 is satisfied, so we can unshade these cells. Because this is unshaded, this would have to be shaded. Okay, we have a nice deduction here, guys. Again, not so easy to see. Is it possible to unshade this cell and satisfy the 8th clue? Not possible. If you unshade this cell, then the only way to fit 8 is by using this way, and you have only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is the only possible way to fit the 8, and 2 clue is again violated. There is no way to satisfy the 2 clue now, which means that this cell would have to be shaded. It cannot be unshaded. So we have 4 cells now, and this is unshaded, the corresponding cell in the other window, and because this is going to be a stream of 8 connected cells, so this would have to be unshaded because this is only 2, and if you shade this cell it becomes at least 8 in value. So this is unshaded. Wow, this is super restricted, guys. You have to place 2 shaded cells here, which is not going to be connected to the 8 shaded cells into this area. Very restricted. So you have exactly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 4 plus 2 is 6, and 2 cells will be unshaded. Beautiful, guys. This is really beautiful. So which means that the only way to fit as I see is this way. There is no other possible way. Okay, the logical way to see that is, can I unshade this cell? Then for this 2 clue you will have 2 shaded cells without touching this cell. So obviously you cannot go this way, because then there will be no way to place 8 shaded cells, so it would have to go this way. But you will quickly see that this is also leaving no space here, only 6 shaded cells can get here, which means that the 2 has to have a shaded cell here. Beautiful, right? And which means that the 1 clue cannot have a shaded cell here, so this is unshaded. So again, if I have a shaded cell here, then all these become unshaded quickly, and there is no way to satisfy the 8 again. So which means that you need to have the shaded cell here for the 2 clue, and all these become shaded, and we need 4 more shaded cells here, and there is barely enough space to fit those 4 shaded cells. Beautiful, guys. Really so much enjoyable to solve the bottom left portion. So now you will see that there is exactly 8 shaded cells for this 8 clue, 2 shaded cells for this 2 clue, and there is no violation. Okay, I think we can resolve the bottom area now, because there is no connection to the top area, and these clues must be individually resolvable. So for the 1 clue you either have the shaded cell here or here, which means that this would be unshaded, because if this is shaded, the values become at least 2. So this is unshaded. And for this 8 clue, you can have a maximum of 4 from this side, which means that this would at least be 4. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. 4 cannot go and connect to the 1, so this is unshaded. And you will see that this 4 clue is already satisfied, so which means this is unshaded. And for this 1 clue, this is shaded. And for this 8 clue, all these 4 cells would have to be shaded. Superb. Fantastic, guys. Really so much fun to solve. So let us go to the top half now. Top half looks more harder. So I'll start by looking at these windows. Maybe this 4 clue has 3 ways to get satisfied, either this cell or this cell. Okay, nothing much here. This 16 clue is quite high in value. There must be something we need to see here, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, this is very restricted area, guys. So even if I were to shade all these cells, let me use a different color maybe. Even if I were to shade all these cells, right? Even then I will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So I need to take this cell. Even if I were to shade all these cells, this cell would have to be taken because there is no way to satisfy the 16 clue without shading that cell. So for example, assume that this cell is unshaded. For example, let's say this cell is not shaded. So there is no way to satisfy the 16 clue now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, so this cell would have to be shaded. So let us shade that cell now. And which means the corresponding cell becomes unshaded. Nice. So how do we proceed here? Can this connect to the 2? It's not possible, guys, because all these become unshaded, and then the 2 clue is already done, right? So all these will be unshaded, and now there is no space to place the 16 clue. Beautiful. So which means that this is unshaded, and I think this would have to come outside, guys, because if I shade all these cells, it will be giving me 8, 11, 9, 10, 12, 13. Okay, so I need 3 more cells, so this would have to get outside, right? 7, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I'm sorry, I'll get 15 shaded cells here, right? You can make a count of these shaded cells. 5, 3, 8, 12 and 15. I get 15 shaded cells, which means that this would have to come outside at least for 1 cell. Beautiful, right? Superb logic. And now this 2 clue would have to be satisfied. Only way to do that is this way. It cannot come down, so these cells are unshaded. 2 is satisfied now. So this 2 clue would have to come down because there is no way these both are unshaded, so this would have to be shaded, and it cannot connect to the left because it becomes 4 in value, so this is unshaded. Beautiful, guys. Now the 16 clue is done. So you'll see that this area has exactly 16 cells, right? Including these black cells, this area has exactly 16 cells. Beautiful. Superb puzzle, guys. This is a superb fitting puzzle. So which means that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And I've satisfied this 16 clue. And this window is completely filled now. So which means that all these cells would be unshaded here. And this 2 clue can be satisfied. It would have to come to the right. Then this means this is unshaded because 2 is satisfied. And now this 8 clue can take a maximum of 5 shaded cells in this area, and it would have to take at least 3 here, right? Oops, sorry. 8 is having at least 2 here, right? So which means that it would have to take 6 cells from here, and you can take 5 from this area, and 1 cell would have to be taken from here. And this would also have to be shaded because it's coming from there. And this 4 clue is done, guys. 3 plus 1. This would have to be shaded to satisfy the 4, and it cannot connect to the up now because then that would have 7 shaded cells. So this is unshaded. And now we need to shade all these cells. And with that, we have completed this fantastic puzzle by Eric Fox. It was tremendously fun to solve. A lot of shaded cells had to be packed in this tight area and here. I think the difficult deduction to see in this puzzle was deducing that there cannot be a shaded cell here, and also deducing that I think this cell, right, this cell would have to be shaded. These two things were difficult to see in the puzzle. Hope you guys enjoyed watching me solve this tremendous puzzle by Eric Fox. I really had great fun making a video on this puzzle for you guys. Do let us know your thoughts and comments. We hope to see you again soon with your video. Take care until then. Bye bye.